Have you ever wondered if your soul carries a secret that the world has not yet fully understood? Because if you are here, listening now, it is not by accident. There is a reason. Your spirit paused, leaned in, and said yes. The universe does not speak through coincidence. It speaks through alignment. And right now, you are aligned with a message meant for you. A message that holds depth, meaning, and remembrance. So, before anything else, I invite you to stay until the very end. Something in these words will awaken a truth already living inside you. Something will resonate so deeply that you will feel it rather than simply hear it. Aries, the first fire, the beginning, the pulse that says life must move forward. Your existence carries both mystery and purpose. Some people may see only the intensity you show on the surface. They see the speed, the bravery, the impulse, the flame. But they do not always see the ancient wisdom beneath that fire. They do not always understand that your energy is not chaos, but creation. That your passion is not recklessness, but spiritual instinct. You were crafted with intention. You were designed to lead, to initiate, to break patterns that others are too afraid to question. And because of that, your presence has always held weight, even before you understood why. Take a deep breath. Allow this moment to be sacred. Feel your body grounded. Feel your awareness lifting. Feel your energy expanding. There is something powerful about acknowledging who you are on a spiritual level. You are not just a personality. You are not just a zodiac archetype. You are a soul with a mission. A soul that chose this lifetime, this energy, this fire. You were sent here with a blueprint, a path and a divine spark that refuses to be silent. And even on the days you doubt yourself, your soul remembers. You see, Aries energy is ancient. It carries the vibration of beginnings, courage, rebirth, and forward motion. You are the reminder that progress exists. You are the force that tells humanity that fear is not a cage and hesitation is not safety. You embody the moment before everything changes. And that is why life has always placed you at the edge between comfort and destiny. Because you are meant to cross thresholds others only dream about. That is your nature. That is your truth. Some may call you intense. Some may say you are too direct, too fast, too passionate, or too bold. But what they do not understand is that you carry a sacred fire that refuses to dim itself just to be accepted. Your fire is not meant to be contained. It is meant to light pathways, melt limitations, and awaken courage in the hearts of others. You are a guide disguised as a warrior, a protector disguised as a leader, a healer disguised as a flame. So, as you continue listening, let these words sink into every layer of your being, because today is not about rules, judgments, or stereotypes. This is about remembering. This is about reclaiming the truth of who you are. Aries is not a sign. Aries is a divine assignment. Now, prepare to journey deeper into your essence, because what comes next is not just information, it is revelation. Before we move forward, breathe once more and anchor this moment with awareness. You are here with purpose. You are here with reason, and your soul knows it. If you feel this message speaking to you already, write in the comments, "I am ready to remember who I am." The first gift is the divine spark. And Aries, before anything else, I want you to let these words reach not just your mind, but your spirit. Because this gift is not ordinary. It is not common. It is not something every soul receives. It is sacred. It is rare. It is the fire placed inside you long before you took your first breath in this lifetime. It is the energy of initiation, of beginning, of movement before form even exists. When God created you, He placed a flame within your chest that would never allow you to disappear into stillness or silence. Instead, He made you the one who steps forward, the one who takes action, the one who begins what others only dream about. This spark is why you feel life differently. It is why you sense momentum where others sense uncertainty. It is why your spirit becomes restless when nothing is changing. You were never meant to wait for permission. Your soul instinctively understands that progress does not come from hesitation. It comes from ignition. Aries, you are that ignition. You are the impulse that breaks patterns, the energy that awakens movement, the inner force that whispers move forward, even when logic tries to stop you. Some people may misunderstand this fire inside you. They may call it impatience or recklessness or intensity. But spiritually, it is something far greater. It is the frequency of creation. It is the call to action that exists in the universe itself. You carry the essence of the moment before a new chapter begins, before a new reality forms, before change becomes visible. You walk with the energy of possibility. You live in the vibration of what comes next. And if you look back at your life, you will notice something powerful. Whenever you felt trapped in routines or environments with no growth, something inside you became louder. Something within you refused to settle. That was not frustration. That was your spark calling you back to your purpose. It was the reminder that your soul came here to expand, not to shrink. It came here to take up space, not to fold itself into smallness. It came here to lead, not to follow. The divine spark is also the reason you do not fear beginnings. You may fear stagnation. You may fear being stuck, but the unknown does not scare you the way it scares others. Because deep down, you recognize it. You feel the universe calling you forward. You feel destiny in motion. Where others see risk, you see potential. Where others hesitate, you feel alive. This is not arrogance. This is ancient memory. A soul-level recognition that progress requires motion and that destiny rewards the brave. And there is something incredibly spiritual about the way you start things. You do not wait until you feel ready, because the truth is, you are made ready through movement. Your power grows when you take action. Your clarity arrives once you begin, not before. This is why opportunities, new paths, and new chapters often appear only after you take that first step. God does not hand Aries a roadmap. He hands Aries a flame and says, "Light the way." So understand this. Your divine spark is not something you must earn, build, or become. It is something you already are. You are the flame that begins the journey. You are the signal that change has arrived. You are the reminder that life moves forward, not backward. And even when the world tries to slow you down or limit your expression, your spirit refuses to dim, because it was never meant to be small. It was meant to ignite the world. The second gift is the courage to walk alone. And Aries, this one is woven deeply into your soul. It is part of your design. You came into this world with the ability to stand in spaces that others avoid. While many fear silence, solitude, or uncertainty, you face it with a kind of inner knowing. You carry a natural confidence that does not always come from experience, but from destiny. You do not need to see the full path to begin walking, because your spirit already understands that clarity is revealed through motion. You are not meant to wait for approval, acceptance, or agreement. You move because your soul feels the call, and you trust that call even when no one else understands it. Since childhood, you may have felt moments where you were different, not disconnected, but separate in a meaningful way. You may have taken initiative, broken routines, or acted before others were ready. And sometimes, this made you feel misunderstood. But spiritually, it was training. The universe was shaping your independence, preparing you to become a leader, not by title, but by energy. You were not meant to blend in. You were meant to show others that standing in your truth, even alone, is a sacred form of strength. This gift does not make you cold. It makes you resilient. It means you are willing to walk first so others can walk after. This courage also reveals itself in your decisions. You may walk away from environments that no longer match your evolution. You may release relationships that stop growing. You may refuse to remain in places where your spirit is shrinking. That is not abandonment. That is alignment. You have an intuitive understanding that progress requires movement, and sometimes movement requires separation. You do not fear starting over, because in your soul you know that every new beginning holds the possibility of something greater. You are guided by purpose, not comfort. Aries, this ability to walk alone is one of your greatest spiritual tools. It protects your destiny. It keeps you aligned with experiences that match your level of growth. It prevents you from settling. And even during the moments when the path feels quiet and the world feels distant, your spirit remains strong, because you know something most people forget. You know that sometimes you must walk alone before others join you, and sometimes you must lead before anyone else can see the direction. That is the essence of your courage. The third gift is the heart of a protector. And this one may be surprising to people who only see your fire on the surface, because behind your intensity, there is a tremendous capacity to love. When you care about someone, you do not love gently. You love fully, fiercely, and without hesitation. You protect what matters. You defend those you hold close. You would rather face challenge yourself than see someone you care about struggle alone. There is a loyalty inside you that is powerful, rare, and deeply emotional. Your protective nature is not only physical but also spiritual and emotional. You do not tolerate injustice toward those you love. You do not stand silent when someone is mistreated or overlooked. You become the voice they did not know they had, the shield they did not expect, and the strength they did not realize they needed. Your love is not passive. It is active. It moves, it intervenes, and it safeguards. Some may mistake it for aggression, but in truth, it is devotion. It is your way of saying, "You matter to me." At the core of this gift is purity. You do not protect out of obligation. You protect out of connection. Your loyalty is fierce because your heart is sincere. When someone earns a place in your life, they receive a form of love that feels undeniable, courageous, and grounding. You become the person who shows up, who stands firm, who remains steady when life becomes unpredictable. This is why your presence can feel like a sanctuary to those who truly know you. You bring strength, passion, and emotional honesty into every bond you value. So understand this. You are not only fire, you are also warmth. You are not only force, you are also protection, and your love is a force that can move mountains. When you care with everything you are, and that, Aries, is not just a gift, it is a blessing. The fourth gift is the power of renewal. And Aries, this gift is one that has saved you more times than you can count. You are ruled by the planet Mars, the planet of strength and rebirth. Which means you do not simply survive challenges, you transform through them. Life may knock you down. It may take the wind from your lungs, and it may push you to the edge of what you think you can handle, but you always rise again. Not in the same shape, not with the same doubts, not with the same wounds. You rise stronger, wiser, and more awake than before. You are like a flame that refuses to go out. Even when the world believes it has turned to ashes, you emerge again, burning brighter. This ability to renew yourself is built into your spirit. It is why you can start over at any moment. You do not need perfect circumstances or ideal timing. You do not need a long list of reasons to move forward. All you need is one spark of hope. And when that spark lights up inside you, everything changes. You can shift your entire life with a single decision. You can rebuild your future, even if everything around you has fallen apart. People wonder how you manage to push through storms that would have broken anyone else. But the answer is simple. Your soul does not understand defeat. It only understands rebirth. Your resilience does not come from ignorance of pain. It comes from experience. You have felt the weight of disappointment. You have faced endings you never expected. You have lost things you thought would last forever. And yet, even in those moments when the world could have hardened you, your spirit chose growth instead. That is true strength. It is the ability to heal your own heart and keep moving toward what is waiting for you. Aries, your renewal is not a recovery. It is a revolution of the soul. It is your reminder that nothing the universe takes from you is ever greater than what it will give you next. The fifth gift is the purity of the soul. This may be one of the most beautiful parts of your nature. Because beneath your fire, beneath your confidence, beneath your powerful presence, there is an innocence that many do not expect. Not childishness, but truth. You tell the world exactly how you feel. You react with honesty. You lead with your heart. And you do not hide who you are in order to fit into the expectations of others. That raw authenticity is rare. It is sacred. It is the kind of purity that cannot be taught. It is a soul memory, untouched by fear. You value honesty. You value real emotion. You value people who show up without masks, and that is because you live this way yourself. Even when others try to suppress their feelings or silence their intuition, you express what is true inside you. You do not pretend. You do not manipulate. You do not hide your light. You are transparent in a world that is often built on illusion. That can make you vulnerable, but it also makes you real. And real is something humanity needs more of. This innocence also gives you the ability to trust in life. You have a natural belief that good things can happen, that tomorrow can be better, that love can heal. Even after disappointment, your heart finds a way to remain open. Some will try to take advantage of that openness, but even then, you do not close yourself off permanently. Because your soul remembers that love is your true nature. Your first instinct is to believe, not to doubt, to give, not to withdraw, to feel, not to fear. That is not weakness. That is divine strength. So let this be clear. You are not only powerful in your fire, you are powerful in your purity. Your honesty is your gift. Your openness is your courage. Your truth is your light. And every time you show your genuine heart to the world, you remind others that there is beauty in being real. Aries, you are proof that authenticity is not a flaw. It is a blessing. The sixth gift is the vision of possibility. Aries, you do not simply see the world as it is. You see it as it could be. While others observe limitations, you notice hidden opportunity, unexplored territory, and potential waiting to be awakened. Your mind does not operate inside the confines of what already exists. Instead, it moves toward what is becoming. You are a dreamer with action behind the dream, and that combination is rare. You imagine futures that others cannot comprehend yet, and long before the world catches up, you are already walking toward them with certainty in your step. Your vision is fueled by instinct. You do not require proof to believe something can be done. You feel it. Your intuition reveals paths that logic cannot yet explain. And this is one of the reasons your presence often marks the beginning of new chapters, innovation, and movement. You carry a spiritual blueprint for transformation. That is why stagnation feels suffocating to you. If things do not evolve, if ideas stay small, if life becomes predictable, your spirit begins to push outward, not because you are restless, but because your purpose is progress. Throughout your life, You may have experienced moments when others doubted your ideas or questioned your timing. They may have told you to wait, slow down, or be realistic. But the truth is, realism has never guided humanity forward. Visionaries have. People like you. People who choose possibility over fear. People who act before the world fully understands. Your mind moves ahead of time. And while that can feel isolating at times, it is also one of your greatest sources of strength. Because the universe trusts you to be the one who sees the horizon before it reveals itself. When you follow your vision, something extraordinary happens. Doors appear that were invisible. Connections form that make no logical sense but fit perfectly into your destiny. Momentum builds in ways you could never predict. This gift is also a reminder that what you desire is not random. It is memory. Your spirit remembers where it is meant to go, and your vision is the flashlight guiding you toward it. Hold that truth close, because it is sacred. The seventh gift is the sacred fire of purpose. This gift is the reason you cannot settle, the reason your spirit refuses to remain small, the reason you wake up with a feeling that there is something you are meant to become, contribute, or awaken. Aries, your soul did not come here simply to exist. It came here to lead, to evolve, and to set change in motion. Purpose for you is not an idea. It is a heartbeat. When you are aligned with it, you feel alive, focused, and unstoppable. When you are disconnected from it, you feel heavy, frustrated, and distant from yourself. You are wired for meaning. You need passion, direction, and movement. You cannot thrive in environments that lack inspiration or growth. When something no longer aligns with who you are becoming, your energy begins to shift. You may feel detached, restless, or uninterested. That is not failure. That is guidance. It is your soul whispering. It is time to move forward. And every time you honor that voice, your life expands. Every time you ignore it, your spirit dims. Purpose is not always a single path or destination. Sometimes it is found through the steps you take, the lessons you learn, and the transformations you experience along the way. And because you are Aries, you do not fear the unknown. You walk toward it. You meet it with fire in your eyes and trust in your heart. This willingness to act before certainty is present is what allows destiny to unfold for you. Your soul carries a mission that only you can fulfill, not by being perfect, but by being brave. And there is something profoundly spiritual about the way you pursue what matters. When you are aligned with purpose, the universe moves with you. Synchronicities appear. Opportunities accelerate. Energy flows with clarity. Your passion becomes prayer. Your actions become intention. Your journey becomes devotion. Aries, this gift is the reminder that you were never meant to live a life that feels ordinary. You were meant to live a life that feels meaningful, powerful, and divinely guided. The eighth gift is the gift of awakening. And Aries, this one is extraordinary. It is not loud the way your courage is, and it is not as visible as your confidence or your passion. Instead, it is something deeply spiritual, something that works through you even when you are unaware of it. You carry a frequency that does not just inspire others, it awakens them. Your presence has the power to remind people of who they were before doubt, fear, and silence buried their truth. You do not just change rooms, you shift energy. You spark movement in places that have grown still. You remind souls that they are capable of more than they have allowed themselves to believe. There is something about you that ignites courage in others. It may be the way you act without waiting for approval. It may be the way you trust your instincts even when the world questions them. It may be the way you refuse to remain silent when your heart is speaking. But whatever it is, it stirs something ancient in the people you encounter. Some will admire you. Some will resist you. Some will not understand why they feel challenged or activated by your energy. But all of them will remember you. Because you do not simply exist in their lives, you leave imprint, momentum, and awakening behind. This gift is why your presence can feel intense, even when you are quiet. You do not need to demand attention. Your energy speaks first. It enters the room before your words do. It carries memory of bravery, rebirth, and truth. People feel your spirit, even before they fully know your story. And sometimes, without trying, you become the mirror they avoided. You reveal where they have settled, where they have paused, where they have shrunk themselves to fit into comfort instead of stepping into purpose. Your energy calls them forward. You awaken because you live awake. You refuse to sleepwalk through life. You refuse to numb your passion. You refuse to accept less than alignment, growth, and authenticity. And when others witness that, something deep within them whispers, "I remember. I remember when I was bold. I remember when I believed I could do more. I remember when I trusted myself." Your existence is permission for others to rise again. There is a spiritual reason for this. You are the first sign of the zodiac wheel, the flame that begins the cycle. Your soul carries the vibration of the first breath of creation. In every lifetime, in every space, you arrive with the assignment to wake energy, not to let it sleep. That is why life places you in situations where change is needed. That is why you often find yourself being the one to ask questions, challenge patterns, and demand evolution. You do not do it out of ego. You do it because you were made for movement. And here is the truth most people do not realize. The people you awaken do not always thank you. Sometimes awakening feels uncomfortable. Sometimes it feels like disruption. Sometimes it feels like friction. But later, when growth has taken root, when they have stepped into their own strength, they look back and realize that you were not chaos. You were catalyst. You were the spark that reminded them of the fire they had forgotten inside themselves. So, honor this 8th gift. Honor the way you awaken courage, truth, vision, and change in the world around you. It is not accidental. It is soul-level purpose. You are not simply living your life. You are shifting the lives around you. And whether you are aware of it or not, every space you enter becomes different because you were there. This is not just a trait. It is not just personality. It is divine assignment. You awaken what has been sleeping. There is a moment in every soul's journey when everything becomes clear, even if only for a heartbeat. A moment when you finally look at yourself not with doubt or hesitation, but with recognition. And Aries, if you have listened to every word until now, then you have felt that recognition rising inside you. You are not small. You are not accidental. You are not here merely to exist and repeat a routine. You are here because the universe trusted you with movement, with passion, with rebirth, and with fire. You are here because something in you was made to reshape what it touches. You are not a quiet presence placed in the background of life. You are a divine force, chosen to shift the world forward. So take a moment and breathe into that truth. Let it sink into your chest, your shoulders, your bones. Let it become familiar, because it has always belonged to you. Every challenge you have survived was preparation. Every ending you faced was recalibration. Every new beginning was a divine invitation. You were never starting over from nothing. You were starting again from strength. The universe has watched you rise again, and every time you did, you carried more wisdom, more clarity, and more power. There is a sacred kind of growth that only fire can create, and you, Aries, are that fire. There may have been moments where you doubted who you were becoming, moments where the world felt heavy and your strength felt distant. But hear this with your whole spirit. The fire inside you never went out. It waited, patiently, quietly, and now it is time to let it burn again. Not recklessly, but intentionally. Not in anger, but in purpose, not in chaos, but in alignment. Your journey is not defined by how many times you fell. It is defined by how many times you refuse to stay down. And that refusal is sacred. It is the proof that destiny lives inside you. You are a warrior, but you are also a healer. You are a fire, but you are also warmth. You are a leader, but you are also a heart. And everything about you matters. Your intensity is not too much. Your passion is not a flaw. Your courage is not accidental. You were made to set standards, not follow them. You were made to challenge the limits that fear creates. You were made to live boldly, love deeply, and walk your path with authenticity. You are not meant to shrink so others feel comfortable. You are meant to shine so others remember they can too. So step forward with the unapologetic confidence of someone who finally understands who they are. Lift your head, soften your heart, and trust the fire within you. The world does not need you quieter. The world needs you awake. The world needs you expressive. The world needs your truth. And you, Aries, are here to give it. You are the beginning of the journey. You are the first breath of courage. You are the reason movement exists. And as you walk forward from this moment, remember this: your story is not over. It is expanding. Your path is not uncertain. It is unfolding. Your destiny is not hidden. It is waiting. The universe has prepared mountains, victories, awakenings, and miracles for you. But they are not waiting for luck. They are waiting for you. Step into your next chapter with faith, with fire, and with the absolute certainty that you were born for more. Thank you for being here, for listening, and for allowing these words to awaken what you already carry within. If this message spoke to your spirit, do not stop here. There are more paths to explore, more truths to awaken, and more wisdom waiting for you. Continue this journey. Watch the other videos on this channel, and let your transformation continue growing, expanding, and unfolding exactly as it is meant to.